we go. I see the red button. Oh. The red button's on, we on. Well, shopping cart's getting a little
full.
Right, he's looking for it. I see big lots ones all the time rolling down the street. Well,
you'll be seeing Rite Aid ones rolling down the street since they're closed.
Yeah.
Walgreens bought them.
Well, that's very exclusive. Bullet.
That's a big concern for me because I get all my vitamins from Rite Aid, and then they told me, like, oh yeah, all these things that you've been living off of for a while, you're not gonna have those anymore.
I know.
So I'm gonna have to like get into the future now.
Boy, it's like my gimmick doctor that I go see. Bullet.
Oh yeah. He's like, I can't.
He's out of bed. He retired.
Yeah, you can't.
How can you retire if you never was an official doctor? But I can't.
Oh, don't worry. I got a gimmick doctor for you.
I can't. Yeah, I need another one from one gimmick doctor, one gimmick patient to another patient.
Yeah, I got a gimmick doctor who's wearing. Last time I saw a doctor, he was wearing cowboy boots. I was like, wait a minute, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be driving a Jaguar. You're supposed to like have a button-up shirt. You're rolling in with like a flannel shirt and cowboy boots on. Are you
and a
sure?
hat turned backwards.
Yeah.
No, we got to do bit. Mine just like quit.
Yeah, you can't look like the saloon owner from the Blues Brothers. Like you just can't.
Yeah, you get the oil change, get a physical, all in the same place.
Yeah, people can't call you Dr. Billy Bob. All right, like that's a rule.
Yeah, you need a sandwich, oil change, or physical.
Yeah,
all in the same place, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Daddy to Work You Wrestle. You're the claps. You know what time it is. George, how was your weekend?
Thank you so much,
extra
Bullet.
Claps there.
Oh, extra claps.
Extra
Thank you
claps.
so much, Bullet. So glad to be here. Of course, it's rainy and dreary, misery outside, but inside there's a lot of love, a lot of warmth, rainbows, a lot of sunshine. Rainbow comes right here. We're at the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's not that ugly-looking elf thing that they did the horror movie from. Back in the day too, where he killed everybody.
Leprechaun.
Yes.
Leprechaun 3. Sam Riley's favorite movie.
Bullet.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Bullet. We got to do that old timey game show with the screen where I just give a hint and you name what I'm talking about. Password. Yes.
See
you.
I got it.
You even got
we
Password.
We played a game about Password
and you
for the TV show Password.
I just spit it out there what I was trying to come up with. And you got Password out of Password. But that's
I don't know if it's actually called Password, but I guessed it.
But you're exactly right. Yes, very much. Bullet still on.
$10,000 pyramid.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that was pretty tough too.
Okay.
Bullet.
Or maybe I'm thinking something else. Whatever.
Any of those, I could take you on there, Bullet. So anyway, so much going on. Bullet this past week had a great week. Bullet, give a quick plug here to my buddy Jason. He ran, still doing NAWA up there in Lenore, the old American Legion building. It was kind of neat because he had some old newspapers. I knew wrestling had been there in that building for years, but he did some research. He's put a little book together on that building and history, and actually wrestling in the 50s was in that building, if you can believe it. I mean,
this is a very niche market. We're talking about like wrestling in Lenore, North Carolina.
I'm telling you, exactly.
That is a niche market of books. Must be easy to produce. Screw this. Book don't mean nothing now.
No.
Apparently, just printing books is so easy,
anywhere.
and you can just print them on whenever. Screw your book. Why am I holding it? Like I give up.
What's so amazing, Bullet, is Antonio Rocca and some of those like bigger names that we kind of got a hold of them when they were on the way down, but they like Luthez defended the world belt.
Like me right now?
Yeah, kind of like us, me too.
Yeah.
But it was kind of neat to see something like the original Gorgeous George and a lot of them came through that old American Legion building. So it's kind of a little bit of history there. It didn't, I don't think nobody cares now, but still it's kind of neat that building has not just survived the test of time, but survived wrestling. That you can still mention wrestling, they let you in there. So
the Mafia didn't,
No, boy. And here's what's so funny about it. The little angle that we're doing up there is, of course, George South, Mission number 1, lost loser leave town match. Of course, I had to leave, but Mr. Florida has came. Now, just because George, Mission number 1's over at the gimmick table doesn't mean nothing. I didn't lose the gimmick table sales when I lost. No. I didn't have to leave town for that. But
you cannot wrestle there. But
exactly. I can do
definitely
anything
sell
else.
merch.
I can buy a ticket. I can sell more. I can do anything.
A whole bunch of mystery boxes are stacked.
Oh, yes.
Mystery boxes are taller than I am right now. That's what I know when the mystery boxes are doing well. Is when they're stacked up taller than I am.
Well,
if there's just like 8 of them sitting on a table, like, woo, houses are down. But when
they're like
stacked
30.
taller,
I'm trying to fit in my car. I take the car seat out. I've set the grandbabies out on the side of the road a couple times, trying to make room for these. But as I was saying, Mr. Florida has made his second appearance in Lenore. This past weekend, Mr. Florida comes to the ring. And boy, here's what's so funny about dumb wrestling fans, and this has nothing to do with the idiot bag, is the fans at ringside, okay, there is a chance Mr. Florida may be me, but come on. And it ain't the kids, it's the adults hollering, hey, George, hey, George. And of course, I'm Mr. Florida, so I don't respond, okay, because I'm in, like, cognito, okay? But you're thinking, it ain't the little kids. They're just eating their popcorn and believing that this guy from Florida has came, okay, to revenge his friend, Mr. Normal George South. But all the adults are saying, hey, George, during the match.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't respond. I don't respond when I'm George.
No.
Much less when I'm Mr. Florida. So it's just, I want to yell and call him an idiot, but that would kind of give it away.
Oh, they would know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your identification.
Oh, exactly. So I got to kind of bite my tongue.
That's why we get pulled over by the police officer. He'd be like, "What's wrong with you, idiot?" I'm like, Mr. South, obviously I don't
You
need
want me
any
to shake your hand first before you write the ticket?
I was like, I don't need any more information about your license and registration. You already told me exactly who you are.
Boy, and so it just kind of killed the moment. I mean, I still was Mr. Florida, and still had the same. I know I had the same trunks and the same. But I mean, I know it looked like George.
And it's funny that you bring up Mr. Florida, because I just looked back at some old $5 wrestling footage and I saw Mr. Florida sitting in the front row.
Oh, I love that.
I forgot that happened.
Oh, Mr. Florida's been around.
Mr. Florida sitting in the front row. Early days of $5 wrestling. Mr. Florida got in on the ground floor.
He sure did.
Of $5
I felt like Cody and them are involved in the new AWE.
Yeah.
I felt the same way.
Mr. Florida was in there.
I sure was, Bullet.
Mr. Florida was the Kenny Omega of $5
I love
wrestling.
that. Oh, that's a good illustration, Bullet. But you just want to grab the adults and say, just be quiet, okay? I mean, and it was like the third match. It wasn't even like, oh, you're going to run home and post on the internet that Mr. Florida, you think Mr. Florida's George South? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so just I bit my tongue and we had a good little match. The kids loved it, and it's just shut up, people. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just for a few moments, believe that that's Mr. Florida. Okay. Anyway, so that kind of a little aggravation, but still had a great show. Again, this week, Bullet. I'm very happy to be back in Gastonia, North Carolina, Stanley, North Carolina for this will be their second show Saturday night. But all roads lead to ROs, as you know. So in the discussions of the booking fees and the mileage and all this kind of stuff, ROs was brought up. So then it was just naturally I'll be there. Anyway, and it's very close to some of my old stomping grounds. Bullet Stanley is, and it's funny. It's an old school, but there's 200 people in it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong. I mean, there's no heat, there's no air, I'm talking one of them old schools where no seats on the floor, but wooden bleachers with that railing. I mean, that one bar. That metal bar that goes from one wall to the next, which you ain't climbing over that one bar. That's been there since the test of time. But they'll have a great little house, Bullet, and I'm excited to be there. Kind of special for me. They've got like 26 young kids that won their football tournament, their little Super Bowl this past year. So instead of going to visit the president, they come to visit me.
I hope they score more points than their little Super Bowl.
I know. Oh, God, boy. I still think that was like a hockey game we watched. But anyway, I get a few minutes with them to kind of encourage them and, of course, to tell them to stay out of wrestling and, stay in school and don't pursue wrestling.
Just like when Bobby and I used to bring in Johnny Bench to talk to his basketball team. I don't know why I picked the oldest reference possible.
Yeah,
I could have said when they bring in Matthew McConaughey to the Texas football team, but I just went Bobby Knight and Johnny Bench because I'm 1,000 years old.
I mean, the Cowboys got Sting to go in their headquarters, and Stanley, North Carolina's football team got me to come in.
It's all relative.
Oh, yeah. So, which I happen to already be there. But
it's all about making an investment.
But it sounds better when I say that the team invited me instead of just saying, well, I'm already going to be there anyway with my boxes. And I just, going to walk over there and say hey to the team. That kind of kills the mystique of it. So I don't want to be like those adults yelling, "Hey George, nice hood, nice Mr. Florida hood, George."
And of course they say that because they want to let everybody know that I'm smarter than everybody.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point.
You know what? If anybody does it, you should just get out of the ring, shake their hand, and congratulations. You're smarter than everybody else. Because that's what you want to be said about you.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Well, that's a good point.
You're smarter than everybody else.
That's the only reason they're doing it.
I hope you're happy.
Bullet,
I hope you're happy.
That's the whole reason they're doing it is for that. Is just so they can feel like they've got something.
I know we've already moved past that conversation, but
that's a good point to bring it back. I think it took me 30 minutes
conversation,
to say.
This whole thing is a free-flowing thing. Like, I will talk about something that we finished talking about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
That's why this show is 50 minutes long.
But this show is very Barry Sanders-ish. For the line.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He goes
we have a lot more negative yards on this show than any other running back of all time. We got a lot of positive, but we have the most negative yards as well.
It's like they asked that lineman, how did you tackle him? He said, well, if you miss him, just wait and he'll be back. And that's kind of how this show is. If you miss us the first time, just sit still and we'll come back around. Basically what it is it takes me 40 minutes to say what you say in about 3 seconds.
Well, it's kind of my fault. My concentration is waning here. It's like I'm very sleep deprived right now. For very obvious reasons.
Boy, listen. So what we have settled is just if you see Mr. Florida, just enjoy Mr. Florida. Okay, that's all we're saying.
You don't need to communicate to everybody you're smarter than everybody else.
No. And boy, another little quick topic
here. Be secure.
No,
in who you are. And just keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. No, exactly, and it's for the we hate to say it's for the kids because.
You've said it before. There's a classic promo that I got to find again, and where Cedric Alexander just saying like, "Well, George is going off. I'm gonna walk out of the ring now."
Just be a fan.
You call somebody a pitiful punk, and you can say I'm gonna post it on the internet and not put my name to it. It's GeorgeSouth.com. I love how you got a plug in the middle of a rant.
But the best one, I just thought of this. The best one is when I was wrestling you. Of course, and we were like way out there somewhere, like Tarboro somewhere, on that outdoor show in front of like the state capitol or the courthouse. And remember the one guy in the half Santa suit was giving me a hard time.
Oh yeah.
And I said that he, 2 good lines I had said and shut him right up is that he ran out of money getting the Santa Claus suit. Remember, it was just and then the second good line was that he got to the courthouse early because he had to come anyway.
That was by far the best line I've ever heard in a wrestling promo. Outside the courthouse, like y'all have to come back here on Monday for court. So I don't know why you're here. I still.
Bro, camping out.
You can't. You can only. Nobody
and that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work no other else.
No, there's nobody else that would have said that line except for you. Like you couldn't be.
Well, I'll tell you, and I want to give a little hats off to the comedian that I was kind of dogged. Remember, I heard his little spiel on the radio about promoting him, and I said no. But you said he was an actor.
Yeah, he's more of an actor.
But John Boy and Billy had him on there for like 20 minutes and. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Well, when you get time to get to know him and he got to.
Like I said, some of those are marketing teams and like they put out like the worst joke possible
it's like the back end of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They miss the whole thing. That's why it's very important, like as a comedian, to control what's put out there and clips and stuff. And I'm going through that process right now. I just have a 25-minute set that I'm going to chop a few clips into and post those online, and I hate every bit of it. So, that's why a lot of comedians don't do it, and they just have regular people do it, and they don't know what to look for. So,
see, this guy, and I love what he said, because he sounded very much like us, is he's encouraging people to get off their phones and go to a show, go to a comedy show. He said you don't really get that feel until you're there live and in the middle of it, and he said just put your phones down and tweeters and all that, and just go to a live show. So,
the best part of my set that I just recorded about a month ago that I finally got around to editing. The best part of it is when somebody was talking, and I looked right at him and go, "Listen, lady, this is a monologue, not a dialogue." I go, "Sorry, I'm not a famous wrestler. You wouldn't talk in the middle of Dolph Ziggler's set, I'm sure." So that's the best part. But that's only for those people that
you talk during Mick Foley with him signing, okay? Yeah. But that's pretty good there, boy. So anyway, a lot going on. Of course, for me this week, I'll be going back home. ROs first, and then maybe a show later. I got a lot of mystery boxes on the way, so a lot of business going on. Bullet, this week for you.
Name it. I'm doing it all. I have my. It doesn't make a difference now. The show's already. All organic comedy show's already happened. That was a great time. I was at the evening news until like 1:30 at night last night. So after this comes out, but no, I also have my Bizarre Video Show, Jokesploitation Friday night here in Charlotte. Then I am at Greensboro Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
Saturday afternoon once again, where I'll be wrestling Cheeseburger from Ring of Honor. Go look up that information on my Twitter and all that stuff. Got a good promo that I cut on that. And then Sunday is the Freight Train Super Bowl of Wrestling. Hebron Hall.
Yes.
James Drake taking on Lucky Ali.
Uh-oh.
James Drake, who may or may not knock over our camera right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
I
got to.
Okay.
Folks,
we may change the finish right now.
Yeah.
We may change the finish.
We didn't just have an earthquake. That's just James Drake stepping.
They just
okay,
stepped right by.
right on the whole building. Okay,
But yeah, I got that, and then
Must be.
I think that's it until then. I am seeing Dave Chappelle on Valentine's Day, so Dave Chappelle is my Valentine. He does
I love
not.
that.
He does not know that yet. He does not know.
Oh,
that.
boy.
I'm afraid I will tell him I love him,
Okay.
and he's gonna be
I
like,
love
"So."
that. Yeah.
I'm afraid Dave Chappelle's gonna Genie Bryant me, you know?
No,
like-
exactly. It's like me telling Bill After first time how much a magazine's meant to me. He says, "You need to get a life."
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid.
What the heck?
That's what I'm afraid Dave Chappelle's gonna say. Like, you need your life.
I waited 40 years to tell Bill After how much those magazines meant. He's a
And I'm
kid.
never going to be able to write this long, sweeping callback at the end of my sets, in honor of him.
Boy, I am so that blesses my heart to hear that David Chappelle is. Well, he's been back out for a while, right? I mean, he's been torn a little bit.
And
but-
I love the way he does things. Like, he didn't announce his show. Like, it was last Friday. He said, "Yeah, I'm coming to town. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at noon," and they were sold out in
Wow.
mere minutes.
Wow.
I was
No,
I was here at the office with a high speed like Google Fiber, hitting refresh, and got in and got mine.
Well,
so.
see, what I love about him is he can just be sitting over on the bench and it's fun. I mean, he's got it.
He just
I like him.
roll right
I like
in
him
and
a
talk
lot.
about something, and yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot. So anyway, real quick bullet, just a quick point. I want to that I saw 3 times this past week, and there is this new. Believe it or not, I don't even call it a new wrestling move, and it may have been around a while, but I hate it. I mean, I've always kind of shot it away and never really brought it up. I may have I don't know. I got to check back in all of our episodes, and I may have brought it up, but I hate it, Bullet, and I know you'll give me your viewpoint on it, but it's the concept, and I saw it 3 times in one show, 3 different matches, if you can believe it, and I don't know where it comes from, and it may be, I don't do it, and I know my students don't do it, is if you have me in an armbar, or especially standing wrist lock, okay, and we're up, and we may even do the test of strength, but instead of you cranking to take me to my knee, you give me that famous, which I know you would never do, you give me that famous where you reach around
And put it in the back of the
and
knee.
step, on my calf, like on the back of my knee, and that's supposed to, Bullet, let me tell you something, seriously, all joking aside, do you know what, when they train horses to bow, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They reach down with that little sticker gimmick thing, and they tap them on the knee, and they go down. Bullet, listen to me. I hate it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to have a heart attack over this, but that is not going to bring me to my knee. Do you understand? It may break my knee, but that ain't going to bring me to my knee.
Listen, if you want to bring this man to his knees, I mean, just don't buy anything off his merch table.
No!
Don't bring this man to his knee. You know, don't step on the back of his knee.
Lord.
Just don't buy any mystery boxes.
Bullet, I saw
That'll cripple
3.
him.
Yeah, okay, you've got me in a standing wrist lock, and you're supposed to be applying pressure to bring me down, and that's not working. So let's all do this. And James Drake, I better not ever see you do it. Let's reach around and put my tiptoe, because you can't get around. You know, let's put my tiptoe on your calf, right behind that knee, and apply just a little bit of pressure. And brother goes right to his knee.
Well, and also too,
I hate it.
You have now taken one piece out of your base, which you were using to apply force to said top wrist lock.
Right.
Now you are trying to apply force with one foot as opposed to 2.
That's exactly right.
To a grown man, athlete.
That's very
or
good.
female,
Good point.
or
That's a
whoever.
good point.
You know,
So
individual.
yes. So what you're
I gotta
saying
get better
is,
with my pronouns. I'm trying.
No, that's okay, boy. So what you're saying, which you just did again, you described everything I've just tried to say in 40 minutes. If we're both up,
yeah, we're both up.
We're
and
both
I'm
in
pushing.
center-
And I'm pushing.
And
I'm
then,
pushing.
yes, exactly.
And then somehow I still am pushing with the same
yes.
force. While I bring one leg up.
Oh, boy, why don't I
Overpower.
Yes.
Because you have two feet.
James
out.
Drake, you heard that, didn't you? Mike Lee.
It's all about physics.
Brother's on a roll over here. That's why he's my co-host.
It's all about physics.
But physics, that's exactly right. That's what I was trying to think of. But
it's just being fancy, I guess, whatever.
But does that make sense? If you're on one foot, why don't I take you down? Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of you being able to, man, what a wussy I am. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you on one foot, and you take me to my knees.
And you keeping you down, you down to your knees?
Oh no, I mean I hate that because let me blow out my own knees.
Listen,
okay?
and the only reason I'm making this argument is so that way when people tell me that it's not realistic for me to use a tent in the middle of a wrestling match, I'm like, well, so what? You just put your foot on somebody's knee and brought down.
Exactly. Well,
and you guys are fine with that, and you just go, this is wrestling.
No,
is it?
no, exactly.
I'm just saying. It's all work.
It's
all work.
Let me tell you something.
It's all fake.
There's not
especially the punches.
Well, listen, there's not many people that can do a standing wrist lock into a hip toss while reading a book. And I saw you do that. And that was like, really, I fell in love with you when I saw that. Bullet. And you did not even lose the book.
Oh,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
so.
That was very cool, Bullet. So, I'm glad that you feel, I just don't like that. That's not, the working part is you crank down and that'll bring, you know what I'm saying? When you apply pressure, Bullet, that will bring me down to my knees, okay? Not a one-footed guy is going to bring another grown man down. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
But I saw it 3
times. And then
times.
this whole thing is, shoot, guess what? I'm not going to hip toss somebody. I'm just going to punch you in the face, I'm going to grab you, take you down, and I'm going to mount you, and I'm going to do the kid from the Christmas Story. Like, that's how a real fight would go down.
No, exactly.
If you're like, I made it look real. Well, if I made it look real, it would just look like an old man trying to wrestle another guy down to the ground so he can mount and punch him. You know, like.
But Bullet,
it's entertainment. Get over it.
That's such a good point, Bullet. I'm glad that when I saw it, and it happened 3 times. That's why I really brought it up on the TV show.
I'm just saying. The only reason I'm bringing this argument up is people that talk about the validity of that move, but saying that the invalidness of what I did. It's all invalid. Like it's all invalid.
Yeah, but boy, anything
that's
that
not
you
more valid
do
than anything else.
Boy, listen to me. I will always have your back because anything that you do is with your gimmick, with your personality. In other words, you just didn't throw up a Bass Pro Shop tent just to throw a tent up.
No.
Man Scouts have tents. Does that make sense?
Exactly. If I pull out a sock, it's going to be a Boy Scout sock.
No, exactly.
It's not going to be an athletic sock.
No.
I'm going to pull out that sock,
and
I even go as far as I make sure I get the old school one that's got the little red around it.
Oh, boy.
Because if I just pull out a regular green sock, you're like, why's he got a green sock?
Exactly.
Because that's what the new Boy Scout socks are. They're just long green sock. But no, I got to get the old ones, got the red around there so you know.
Exactly. And
details.
And even with the book, most wannabe Man Scouts would just pick up an National Guard Army book, or they would pick up, you know what I'm saying? Would pick up maybe, I got to save that line for the end of the show.
Okay, save it.
Okay, I'm going to save that. So stop that.
Sometimes we rewind, sometimes we go fast forward.
Yes.
This show's all over the place.
Oh, yes. So remind me when we close here, I'm going to
just drop acid and watch the show. That's the only way you're going to understand it.
That's what I'm saying, Bullet. Like Gene Simmons. I never done a drug in my life because all I do is watch this show. But anyway, and let me mention this real quick. We're
going back to a couple episodes
ago
yes. Or a previous
but listen to this.
I
haven't brought this up. Listen to this. This really made me mad. Okay, everybody knows Kiss is done. They're selling out everywhere. They may be back like Terry Funk, but they're officially done. Listen to this. I'm getting ready to start a GoFundMe account, and I'm going to be honest with people. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing. I don't need surgery. Nothing like that. But grandbaby Dallas is wanting. I got till August to get this GoFundMe account going. Grandbaby Dallas wants to meet Kiss. Okay. I know, Mike Lee. It's $1,000. They don't care how. But I said, do you want it? Do you want to adopt him, Gene Simmons? But it's $1,000.
Just wait a couple of years.
But
grandbaby Dallas is like a super shooter, and like all of a sudden, like he's the size of Brock Lesnar. And like Kiss is gonna hire him as a bodyguard.
Well, listen to me.
He's gonna be like the Jesse Ventura to Kiss.
Also, what you're saying is, if I can talk Dallas into waiting, Kiss is gonna be playing like
and he's gonna get
the Leather Lakes in Charlotte or something.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Mike Lee. So Kiss is gonna be at like the Leather Lace off Independence.
Yeah.
So that's a good point too. Oh, Michael. But So,
Don't know
folks,
why you know where that
no,
is.
I have no idea where Leather Lace is. Only reason I know Leather Lace, not that I've ever been, is old-timey wrestler Sweet Hansen back in the day, big old Sweet Hansen. He owned a lot of the leather and laces back in the day when I first started. That's a true story. A little history
I
here.
just wanted you to clarify.
But I will say this, boy, and he fed all the boys. That's when you could feed the boys and they wouldn't take advantage of you and steal your stool and your table and your forks.
Ruin it for everybody.
And ruin it for everybody.
And then the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars like, I've had enough of this.
That's what I'm saying. Listen,
that before that ever happened.
Wait the brother that owns the Jaguars wakes up and says, "What in the world am I
dealing
doing?"
with Jalen Ramsey is a far easier proposition.
Oh yes,
dealing with.
I'm telling you,
coming up with the person that thought that hiring Blake Bortles as our franchise quarterback was a good idea.
Listen,
I'd rather deal with that guy.
Well, brother's gonna go back and get Mark Burnell. Wasn't it Mark Burnell? That quarterback for the Jaguars.
Once again, surprised you know who Mark Burnell is and Leather and Lace. We're learning all kinds of things about you.
One thing I've learned, I ain't learned nothing else in wrestling, but you gotta have an open mind. Well, okay? You gotta have an open mind in wrestling. I know that. So, anyway, I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh, so, folks, when you see the GoFundMe account, and I'm not going to, it's going to say for Grandbaby Dallas to go meet Kiss, okay? Now, if this half tough-looking girl can get a car a couple years ago from going to NXT. Remember, she didn't have a car to go, and so she did a GoFundMe account, and so they all. If I have to put a bikini on to get desperate here, well, I'll do it. Okay?
You in a bikini. Don't put Dallas in a bikini.
No. If I have to put
that's a whole different. That's a different part of the web that you should not be going to. If you know, and George, if you know about the dark web, I think you need to.
No, I don't know nothing about it. Well, listen. If I have to put,
they're discovering all kinds of things. You know about Mark Burnell, Leather and Lace, and the dark web.
I met Mark Burnell to Leather and Lace.
If you're going down the Silk Road, I'm very concerned.
Well, listen. If I have to put a bikini on and even a tad of baby oil to get the donations, I'll do it. Okay?
You won't look half the stuff as Stan Lane does in a bikini.
Oh no, I'll tell you that
There's still a screenshot on a YouTube video where he's wearing a bikini. I gotta be like, man, that's a tough looking girl. It still throws me off every time.
No, even a couple weeks ago when he posted that 1995 picture of him from 20 years ago, and I said, man, I was trying to look for a phone number on there. Then I realized he's one of mine. So anyway, Grandbaby Dallas.
Like I said, keep an open mind to wrestling.
Listen, very open mind. Time will tell if Grandbaby Dallas gets to meet Kiss. I do like what you said. If we could just
wait for him to turn into Brock Lesnar,
that's exactly
which
right.
He will, and then he'll become the bodyguard of Kiss on their final reunion tour.
Well, listen to me, and I would have loved to have had you there this past weekend because Sunday he had huge tournament at Charlotte. Now here's the tag. It was at the tournament was held at Charlotte Christian School, which was a huge. A lot of the Panthers kids go there. A lot of John Casey, the famous Panther kicker, is the athletic director at this school. So, but here's what I'm trying to throw at our viewers: Charlotte Christian School held this huge tournament. Okay, and there was kids from everywhere. We put little Dallas in it. Dallas worked 4 times. Bro started asking me early, was he getting paid 4 times? I don't know where he got that from.
His 4th match, he had he had a gladiator hood on. We had the Cruel Connection pants on. He was all.
Mexican Twin Devil cape.
Yeah, he was all he's just sweating. He didn't go no more.
But boy, what was kind of comical in a way, because me and you would have just adjusted and we did, and I understood some of the parents is, it said Charlotte Christian School. Well, this tournament is AAU, and it worked out. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything like that, but as you know, some of the young girls are on the different wrestling teams. Okay, so. And they're in this tournament, which, Dallas done got his butt beat by this girl, okay, Kurt Angle's daughter. But anyway, I had 14 Olympic gold medals at 10 years old. But anyway, so it was kind of funny hearing some of the talk, and some of the parents had a legitimate thing that they didn't want there. And it wasn't nothing against, it was just, and I knew the reason there was not really some complaints, but there was some concerns because we were in their school. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Bullet. So, and it all worked out. I'm not saying that to be mean or anything like that, but it was kind of funny, which I didn't have a beef in it because my grandbaby done got beat by a girl.
Yeah, you'd be arguing with them just to keep that girl away from my son. She's gonna beat him up again.
I said, I totally agree. There shouldn't be no girls out here because they're better than the guys.
Listen, in a couple more generations, that gap is going to start closing in. When we start getting the Ronda Rouseys of the world hooking up with other MMA fighters, and they produce children, and those children produce other children, you're going to start seeing a gap closing real fast.
And what was kind of funny, Bullet, is I was talking to...
That is if the world doesn't blow up before that.
I was talking to some parents that the dad actually were real nice and respectful of me, and they had watched me on YouTube, all this kind of stuff. But their son was in the tournament, and so they taught a class. They're a teacher at this Charlotte Christian school. So their concern was about what we're talking about. They didn't know how their son would feel about if he drew the girl's name or whatever. So it was kind of funny hearing me trying to ease the conversation, just saying that. Don't worry, the girl's gonna beat everybody.
Yeah, so Geraldine Briscoe is gonna hook him. Don't worry.
Yeah, so I said, Dad, I don't think as a parent you got to worry about that part of it. What you got to worry about is when she hooks that half Nelson. Okay,
that's what you got to worry about.
Your son,
when she hooks that half Nelson, she starts turning.
You better. And Dallas is right at that age where. He done been beat by him. It's almost like you got to get that out of the way, okay? So he just walks by and high fives them now. I mean, they're like he's part of the, he done been initiated. The girl done whooped him, so it's like it ain't no big deal now. He can go out there and wrestle him now. But it was, and I understood. I mean, it did say Mooresville National Guard Armory. It said Charlotte Christian School. So but it worked out. They had a huge, little membership. It's all a big work. Well, I sit back. My son's telling me, little George telling me, Dad, quit thinking as a wrestler, because I was sitting there thinking, okay, here's a kid, $25 a head. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay. Like, how much money? Where's this money going to? And then they're selling popcorn for $3 a bag.
Oh, boy!
And soda.
I was looking for us.
$5, and you're like, oh, gosh, and then you're adding up, and then you're taking like a back of one of your promos and like. Or a back of a missing link. Back of missing link.
Yeah.
8x10, and you're adding it up. And then you're writing down matches for whatever reason.
Was you there? I swear that's what I was doing. And then when the head guy, he said, I want to take a moment to thank all the volunteers, the coaches, and
the volunteers. These people get paid.
No. So I'm thinking, okay, so let me get this right now. So you got all these people working, but they're all volunteers. So then I'm really doing some admin. Okay, so that means, holy cow, I need to quit doing pro wrestling and just promote an amateur tournament, Bullet. And then everybody's got their own little table set up with gimmicks. And it's so much like
there's way more money in amateur wrestling than there's professional.
Bullet. And then I kind of liked it because you if you win you get but basically everybody got a medal, which was that's okay. But I'm thinking, okay, for $25 I better get something.
I mean, that's the only argument for participation trophies. Like you guys are cleaning house. All you can do is give me a medal.
No, exactly. And I'm thinking, buddy, we better walk out of here with something because you just said you got all volunteers. Nobody's getting paid to do this.
$5 for a hot dog.
I thought, wait a minute, they think we're bad, Bullet. But anyway, it worked out, and Dallas did good. He did wrestle 4 times, a lot of experience. And he has one more tournament in the off season. I haven't been around wrestling so long, the good wrestling, and so long is it does have a season. Of course, he'll have one more tournament, and then we'll calm that down, and then we'll get him back on the juice and get him ready for football. Going into, believe it or not, next.
If you want me to teach him how to do the glide and the shot put, when the spring comes around, I'll take the time. I'll go get the little ball. We'll go throw it around. So.
Well, and
I ain't teaching him no slide. I'm not teaching him no spin technique in the shot put either. I'm teaching him the glide.
And one of the grandbaby that is just starting to get the Chris Von Erich of the South, okay, who hasn't really been involved in sports yet. I don't know if that's a good illustration.
No, that's not. You need to come up with a different. You need to say the Owen Hart.
No, exactly.
Let's avoid any comparison to your family and Von Erich. Okay?
I erase that. Okay, so the Owen Hart of the South family is, which would be Maverick, which my son Brock, little Maverick, who has just got to that age now to where he's starting to get in sports. Well, he loves baseball, of course, and he named every Brave from here. He named every Atlanta Brave, their position, their paycheck, what they're doing now, the ones that are in jail, the ones that ain't in jail. I mean, he knows all about it. But anyway, so he has just went and got his first pair of cleats. But I remember that. Luckily, I didn't have to go. He wanted someone else to take him because I knew if he's been watching the Braves, you ain't going to Walmart to get cleats.
No.
I'm telling you that right now. And Bullet, he went. These had to be $200 cleats. These are like, Ken Griffey, they had like 18 legends names on them. Okay, Pete Rose, Ken Griffey, everybody's input was. They have 14 names on this shoe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, he got his first pair of cleats. So he's starting to get in. He's starting doing baseball, Bullet. So we're going to see how that goes. It's kind of neat in baseball where it's just completely changed. Where his first year, everybody gets
one grandbaby's gonna be Brock Lesnar, the other grandbaby's gonna be Crash Davis. So.
Well, and even baseball's changed a little bit. And we'll comment on more of that later. Is now their first year, everybody gets to hit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of like that. Okay, and you know they get a feel of it. You don't just you strike strike out 100 times, but you're going to keep doing it till you get to hit it. Yeah. And I kind of like that. Lord, I don't want him to. And
then goes the thing with T-ball, like they always think like, okay, if you strike out when they throw it, we're gonna put it on a tee and allow you.
Yes.
And which I'm fine with.
Yes. Me too. Me too.
Because I'll tell you what, putting out that tee, that's humiliating.
No. So. I know, boy. But what I do love about it is, and this is what I've told his daddy, is he's just now getting experience with just being around other kids because he's never really been in daycare or anything like that. So he's just now getting used to playing with other kids. So we're going to see how that goes because we've kept him confined and
locked up.
Steady
dose of shark meat.
Yes, a steady dose of and rubbing cow's milk around bull cow's milk. I got this rocket. You rub it up behind their ears. Bullet and so
they take that big steroid medicine that you like that salve like my dad used to put on his like thigh when he pulled his hamstring and he still wanted to play fast pitch beer league softball and he put that stuff on there. He put on racehorses' legs and then you get this massive rash because obviously that's made for racehorses, not for human beings. You know.
But we can't get him to do the raw eggs yet. I'm still trying to get Maverick even baby down. I show them.
We got to start with chicken eggs. You can't go straight to ostrich eggs.
Yeah,
that's your problem.
We went straight to like these gigantic turtle eggs. Okay, and we ain't got them to that point yet. Yeah. So once we get them to that, but anyway, a lot of going on here. Bullet, I'll keep all of our great fans updated. So and us, I want to give us a quick plug. I'm not sure yet with the numbers because you know how I'm with numbers. Bullet, no good at all with numbers. Is we're slowly. I don't want to say the episode number. Don't want to jinx us, but we've been here a while. Bullet, I'm very proud of that.
Almost 300 episodes.
Very close. Bullet, that's going to be a special time.
I don't know how many years that's been. That's been a long time.
All I know, Bullet, is they asked you one day to fill in and do this, and you've been beside me 300 times. I love that.
That's been like 3 or 4 missed bullets ago.
Oh, I know.
That's how long that's been.
Well, this is what I was going to say a while ago when we got sidetracked on Kiss.
And we all know. I don't stop in for a cup of coffee with a woman. I move her in. We spend a little time. You know what I'm saying? We spend a little time together.
You move. Listen, you go from one frame on the kitchen table to there's 2 frames.
Yeah, people think I'm a serial killer. I'm more of a serial monogamist, if anything.
You go from like the one picture of you to like the 2 picture thing. Listen, that's serious.
Yeah, I'm never on the market for very long.
But this is what I forgot a while ago, Bullet. Believe it or not.
I'm like Billy Martin of baseball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Billy Martin of like relationships.
Bullet, this is what I forgot a while ago, and I meant
that's not a good thing.
I meant to comment on this. As everybody said, when I got sidetracked and was talking about Kiss. Anyway, everybody knows they're on their retirement tour. They're playing everywhere. Just sold out 4 shows in California. Huge house they're drawing. Merchandise sales out the wall. And supposedly, like one of the concerts, they supposedly caught Paul Stanley like on camera, like lip singing. Okay, and so they're trying to get something going about it. But here, if you've been doing, which I think is comicalest thing in the world, which you don't go to hear Kiss sing anyway. You go to see them blow up half the state.
Yeah,
is what you go
I'm
to
here
see.
To watch the show,
exactly.
Not listen to the show.
No, exactly. And so I thought it was kind of comical.
You can watch Kiss on Facebook. Just don't and you don't have to unmute it.
No, and what's funny, Bo, is I'm thinking, okay, after 40 years of doing anything, who cares? Does that make sense? I mean, if you've been doing this, 40 years or plus, and all over, who cares? I mean, really, who cares. So I'm hoping, and nobody's really jumping on the bandwagon to make a big deal about it.
Listen, you listen to Kiss, you know what you're doing.
Oh, no, exactly.
You ain't paying attention to Kiss like it's Bruce Springsteen.
Yes,
okay.
Boy.
Like,
so I really think this guy's trying to get the Milli Vanilli thing going. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like how I feel about
it's Kiss.
No, exactly. And it's almost like
it's not Tom Petty.
No, boy. And it's almost how I feel about our show sometimes when. You know, we maybe get a very rare, but we'll get maybe 80, 90, 100 views, and somebody will dislike our show. I don't give us once you've reached almost 300. YouTube should take that gimmick off, the up or the down. Once you've been able to survive just each other, almost 300 episodes. Nobody's opinion matters.
No.
Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Folks, listen to me. We've never done this show for you people.
No, never. Not a single one of you.
No.
Not a single one of you,
Listen.
180 people that watch on a consistent basis.
Listen, if we're doing this for y'all, we'd have quit a long time ago. We're doing it for us, okay? It gives me an opportunity, Bullet, to express my love for you and my students.
It gives me something to do before I'm allowed to eat. You know, it gives me something to do between girlfriends. You know, It gives me something to do.
And the biggest reason we do this show is so you realize, dang, I really don't have it that bad. I mean, after spending 40 minutes with me, as your day progresses, you think, man, I thought I had it bad. I just spent 40 minutes with George. And it really ain't that bad.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you so much, Bullet, for everything. Anything real quick, Bullet?
Well, I think I already listed off all the stuff.
I got an idiot of the week, and I know, Dark Journey, y'all listen to this before you leave. I'm not making this up. Scientists, Bullet, they can Google this. I didn't just make this up. Google has it.
In the words of Ric Flair, Google it.
Oh, I love that. Listen, scientists this past week, 2 days ago, have revealed that in 5 years they will be able to clone dinosaurs. Dark Journey, listen, this comes from the State Department. Listen,
Now, did you say you do look a little bit like Richard Attenborough?
But listen, are you kidding me? Did they not watch Jurassic Park? This cannot end good. Bullet, this is coming straight from the State Department. The scientists.
Yeah, but George, life
will
find a way.
But I'm telling you, Bullet, listen to me. So I'm throwing the scientists in here not because of the achievement that they may do, but for the end result. I don't want to go out in a T-Rex's mouth. Okay? Maybe I don't want one of them little ones. You know them little ones, Stan Lane, that run fast? Like Stan Lane does when he hits the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Stan Lane's the one who's driving the motorbike with everyone's like next to him, like Chris Pratty. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's just it. I don't want to be eaten by one of them little ones that follow you and they just poke their heads up.
You don't want to be the guy that says clever girl. You don't want to be that guy.
Yes. So
you want to be like Nedry and just be like right on the toilet and get eaten.
Yeah, I want to be like Goldblum, the guy in there that just gets a movie part and just survives all of it. But anyway, that cannot end good. So I will put the scientists in there. Okay. They're saying within 5 years they'll be able to clone their first. Didn't really say T-Rex, but they said the first dinosaur, and they're looking to clone them all.
Yeah, but don't you? But didn't you say like 100 episodes ago that if we had one bad winner because of bees, we'd all be dead?
Exactly.
Like that didn't happen.
No.
Let you know if you want to. I came here. It was like episode 100 and something or whatever.
Boy.
You said because of the bees. If we have one bad winner, and you never said. Bad as in like too cold or too hot or whatever. You just proclaim because of the bees, if we have one bad winter, it's all over.
Well, listen to me.
I guess that didn't happen because we've been on the air for like 7 years.
And have you noticed that there is no bees? What's going to happen when this groundhog...
Oh, there's ants. All of a sudden, I get ants in my house
listen
for
to me.
reason.
Listen to this. What's going to happen when that annual groundhog pokes his head up to tell us it's going to be a good winter or a good summer and a T-Rex bites his head off? That's what I'm telling you is going to happen to society. Okay? I'm telling you. So the groundhog is going to tell us that it's going to be a good winter and he's going to get eaten. Okay? So stop messing with it. That's what I'm saying. What scientist wakes up in the morning and says, okay, honey, I'd like extra cream with that coffee. I need to get to the office because we're going to recreate and clone a T-Rex that's going to be the death of all of us. Who does this? And you know what? We're paying for it.
Yeah.
Our taxpayer money's paying for what eventually is going to eat us. It's like when I go in Walmart now, boy.
Easy, Breitbart. Is that for sure?
No, listen.
Like, I'm sorry, that's a bold claim,
But
Alex
listen to
Jones.
this. Here, listen to me, society.
Let's not get us deplatformed, okay? Like,
But listen.
we've been trying last couple
While
weeks.
I'm at it, listen to me, boy. Listen to me, society. Have you noticed the transition? What a work, bullet. The transition into Walmart is now all these.
All right, Alex Jones, let's stop right
Now,
there.
listen,
Let's not talk about Jade Helm, okay? Like,
Listen, all these self-checkout things, okay? So with each check, you know what I heard this week? With each check, and not from the scientist, from someone else, each checkout line removes 5 people from their job at Walmart. So each which I love it. I use it.
And what is
But-
that, interdimensional criminals doing
But-
that, or
but
what?
Listen, what I love about it is you got one lady there that's trying to be very helpful, and the whole time I'm thinking, you fix to lose your job, lady. Do you realize that you're welcoming and all of this, forget the cash registers, all this
automation.
Yes.
What's
And
that
I'm
called?
thinking, ma'am, do you realize what you're doing here? You're helping me lose your job. I mean, you're helping me to work this thing. It does everything, even weighs the bananas. Bullet, which was like confusing to me till she showed me there's a banana button. Okay, so but it's just kind of funny to see that you watch. There's nobody going to be. But listen to me. If Walmart don't get rid of the people, the T-Rexes are going to. So then where are we at? So anyway, all that being said, folks, let's. I done forgot.
We're back.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, we're back. We're back here now.
Okay, we done put the scientists in there. Sorry.
Yeah, so scientists.
I know anybody else is going in there.
Scientists in anyway. So and then I done forgot my famous time.
Something about a book. Manscaped book.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, listen to me. Now, Man Scout may read a Boy Scout Man Scout book when he does a reverse to a hammerlock into a tackle drop down leapfrog. But if you want to do the same spot with a book,
Get the second greatest book of all time, which is wonderful to read mid-backdrop, and is available at highspots.com. If you want to know more about what I'm doing this weekend, especially all the shows and stuff that's going on, and maybe some updates about the Freight Train Super Bowl Wrestling, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Manscount Manning or on Twitter at Manscount Manning. I know I reversed those and it's messed up this whole outro, but this has been another edition
watch
of
it
Dad.
backwards, okay?
Exactly. We're just reversing everything. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
If they watch it backwards, does the words come? You know.
Oh, this whole episode's been Inception. This has been inside of an inside of an inside of an
Does the
inside.
Satan worship words come out?
This is the Christopher Nolan edition.